We are live with another one, guys. Okay. We are live with another one. The mic is hot. Okay. You already know what this is. This is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA medias. Medias. Unbelievable, guys. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, this is your channel. The only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right, guys. I already messed up the intro. But, guys, there's been breaking news. There's been breaking news in this MMA community. Okay. Um, I kind of usually stay away from these things, to be honest with you. I kind of stay away from these things. But, you know, it's been damn near a week and it's still the basically the top news. Okay. Basically the top news. And as we know now, guys, if you guys are not new to the Mighty Guru show, that's Demetrius Johnson and that 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 YouTube guy, that MMA guru. That's what they call him. Well, their show is canceled, guys. You know what I mean? Their show is canceled. And it's specifically, the specific reason why is because MMA Guru. He's just he's sometimes outspoken, guys. Okay, the guy is just sometimes outspoken, and he says what's on his mind. And sometimes is what's on his mind is not too friendly. Okay, and that is the truth. That is the truth. You know what I mean? Um, I don't watch the channel, to be honest with you. I don't watch the Mighty Guru show, so I wouldn't know what I was missing or what I'm going to miss necessarily. Um, I have watched like clips of the MMA Guru. I haven't watched like his channel, but like I watched shorts of him before, and a lot of people think he's entertaining. You know what I mean? He has almost damn near a half a million subscribers. You know what I mean? The guy is, he has a large following. But unfortunately, he has said some things in the past and, as of recent, and my Demetrius Johnson can't really be a part of that. Unfortunately, guys. All right. It is unfortunate for their show. Like I said, I don't watch their show. I really don't. I don't watch their show, so I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't know what I was missing or what I am or what we're going to miss. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, from what I researched, it has a lot of views. You know what I mean? The show had a lot of views. Silly says, "Oh, okay." But yeah, the show had a lot of views. And they had a lot of following. They had a large following as well. So I don't know necessarily what's going to happen with that. You know what I mean? I don't know necessarily what's if maybe in the future, they might, start up the show again. But as of right now, according to Demetrius Johnson, the show is going to be put on ice. Okay, that's a quote that he used. So but we shall see, man. It's really tough. It's really tough, especially being especially being a YouTuber, basically putting yourself out there and doing these lives and doing these videos. I mean, it can get ugly. You know what I mean? I even been there. I've even been there, to be honest with you. You know, I had my time as well where people are nasty, and I might say some things as well, um, but it's not necessarily to any one community, is necessarily to just retards that I usually respond to. Do people come in here often? Sometimes depending on the time, depending on the time. You know what I mean? I'm a little early for the usual time when I usually get on here. Usually I get on here like around 5 o'clock in the morning, but I wanted to get on here a little earlier today, so here I am. You know what I mean? Here I am. But it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for MMA Guru. I wonder. I wonder what. I mean, I know. I've seen the videos from my research. I've seen the videos of what MMA Guru has said as of recent as to why Demetrius Johnson did end up canceling the show, and I can see I could see Demetrius Johnson's reasons. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're going to talk about if you're going to talk about specific religion and community, that's that's a little specific, you know, and it's definitely going to get tough to have interviews or interview fighters in general. You know, um, a lot of these fighters only have one manager, you know, and maybe that one manager is a part of that one community, and now you can't even interview anybody. You can't interview any fighters because of your comments that or your friends' comments that you've made. You know what I mean? In his channel, which would which I'm talking about why as to Demetrius Johnson actually canceled the show. Well, I don't know if it's fully canceled, but as of right now, it's not going to continue. But it's hard enough. It really is. It really is hard enough to do these lives and to put yourself out there. So it can get, like I said, it can get ugly. It could get ugly, and I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. But he MMA Guru has always been controversial since the very beginning. To be honest with you, I mean, I even made a video about him. You know, of the time when he was trying. He was trying to call Rampage Jackson's son the N word. And I remember I made a video about it. I'm like, I thought that was crazy at that time. And now look at where we are. And I mean, look at where we are, guys. You know, MMA Guru is just, yeah, he shot himself in the foot, basically. But to be honest, I mean, he still has his community. You know what I mean? He still has his community, and his community is large, is huge. Pause. No diddy. I mean, like I said, almost a half a million subscribers. So like almost 500,000 subscribers on his channel. Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. So, I mean, he's gonna continue doing his thing. Um, I don't see a lot of people canceling, on his channel. I see it's funny because I see other channels talking about this, and there's another specific channel that, is talking about it as well. And they're like, his channel is crumbling. There's people that are unsubscribing, and I'm like, bro, I researched his channel. His channel is doing well. You know what I mean? The numbers are, per usual. He just posted a video, I believe, like maybe an hour ago, 2 hours ago, in the MMA Guru's channel. I'm talking about, and it already has a lot of views. So I mean, the guy is gonna continue doing his thing. You know. So regardless, he has his MMA community that he did build, and maybe we don't agree with what he says. I don't agree with a lot of things that he says, to be honest. That's why I don't necessarily watch his channel. There's other people's channel that I'd rather watch and listen to be honest with you. But his channel in particular, I haven't sat there and tried to listen to at all, at all. Um, and I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't. I don't necessarily look at MMA Guru as this what you call it, as this you know huge journalist who does great interviews. You know what I mean? I've seen his interviews with fighters on there. I've seen his interview with DDP. I've seen his interviews with some other fighters as well. And it's not like he's this great journalist and like I said, a great interviewer because he's really not. I watched those, and he's really not. He's just what for what he does is, he likes to be controversial. He likes to be funny, which some things that he does say is funny. Um, but when you tiptoe on the edge, sometimes you're gonna slip, and unfortunately, he's been slipping. He's been falling, and he can't get up. But he's still standing, guys. I mean, it is what it is, though. But we do have a great card this weekend. I'm really excited about this card, to be honest with you. I'm hoping Armin Sarukian can make weight and he doesn't have any issues. You know what I mean? To be honest, that's what I'm hoping because I am watching him in particular. I need him. I need him to make weight, no issues. I need him to go out there and perform against Dan Hooker. You know what I mean? Go out there and finish Dan Hooker within. If he finishes him within 2 rounds, that's great. I mean, if this goes 5 rounds, uh, unbelievable, guys. It shouldn't go 5 rounds. You know what I mean? For a guy like Armin Saruki and his experience, his abilities, he should be able to go in there and finish Dan Hooker within 2 rounds. So I'm expecting that, and hopefully we get that. But we shall see. We shall see. I've seen crazier things happen. And when it comes to the co-main event, the co-main event, man, is gonna be a rough ride. Pause. It's gonna be a rough ride for Bilal Muhammad. It really is. It's gonna be tough. This is gonna be one of the tougher fights because Ian Gary, he's really good. You know what I mean? The guy's really good. He's really good at using his length, his technical ability on the feet, his ability to keep the fight on the feet. I mean, he's really good. But Bilal Muhammad has to press. He has to push the pace early on. He has to push the pace because this is a 3 round fight. You don't have time to you don't have time to attack Ian Gary's cardio later on in the fight. If this was a championship rounds like fifth and fourth. So below Muhammad from the very first round, he's gonna have to push the pace, and he's gonna have to basically be right in the void. It's gonna be risky, but that's the way he has to. That's the way he has to fight in order to win. Because if he's patient, I mean, don't get me wrong, be patient. But if he's too patient and he's standing in the outside, he's gonna get picked apart. He's gonna get picked apart. And I think below Muhammad's best bet is to time Ian Gary striking because Ian Gary, for his a lot of his striking, he likes to move forward. So if he could time his striking, especially his combinations, Bilal Muhammad could possibly mix in some takedowns. And I think Bilal Muhammad should mix in some takedowns. That's one way to keep things interesting and to keep Ian Gary honest. That's definitely should be a part of the game plan. But it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a rough one, man, because I did pick Bilal Muhammad to win this fight, but man, Ian Gary. You know, I rewatched his fight with Carlos Prates. I rewatched his fight before that one, and he's good. He's good. He has been evolving for a while now, and his Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is pretty good too. But we shall see, man. We shall see. But besides those two fights, I mean, there's not really a lot of exciting fights, really. I mean, there really isn't. Oh, I did want to mention. I did want to mention. Um, what's his name? Hold on a second, guys. I gotta look for this guy. Hold on a second, guys. Where is he? Darn it. Oh, there he is. There he is. Waldo Cortez Acosta, guys. Okay. Waldo Cortez Acosta, he will be fighting this Saturday on short notice. Look at this, guys. Okay. He just suffered an eye poke about 3 weeks ago. Okay. That was much worse than, Tom Aspinall's. Okay. And here he is 3 weeks later taking on an opponent on short notice. Okay. Less than a week, guys. And Waldo Cortez Acosta steps in. What a man that guy is. Okay. What a man that guy is. If he wins this fight and he's able to put this guy away, we need to be talking about Waldo Cortez Acosta, okay, stepping into real contendership fights. All right, we're talking about one more fight against a high caliber fighter in that heavyweight division that's in shambles, guys, because that heavyweight division is in shambles. Okay, line them up, like I said before, line them up on a freeway and run them over. Okay, because that heavyweight division is in shambles. There's nothing exciting there. Okay, there's nothing exciting there. The Tom Aspinall Cyril Gahn fight, atrocious. You saw what happened, guys. Atrocious. I'm so happy I didn't buy that pay per view. Okay, I watched it illegally. You're damn right I did. Okay, I'm not ashamed of it. That whole card was in shambles. But Waldo Cortez Acosta steps in on short notice. I'm excited about this. Okay, I'm excited about this. I mean, what can you say, guys? What does that say about Tom Aspinall, the guy holding the belt in the heavyweight division for the UFC? After suffering an eye poke that, when you watch it in slow motion, the actual eye that he's complaining about, he didn't even get eye poked. His eyes were closed. So he didn't even get cleanly eye poked in his eyes. Come on, guys. We're talking about a guy that was losing the fight. A guy that's, always been, you know, looking for the knockout in the first round. But when he couldn't get the knockout in the first round, and he knew his cardio was just not, up to the pace of a 5 round fight, that's when he had an opportunity to quit, guys. Tom Aspinall is atrocious, honestly. If Tom Aspinall doesn't fight by the end of the year, I'm talking about put him on the last pay per view on that December card. If he doesn't fight at the end of the year, at the least, Tom Aspinall should even be talked about. Getting an opportunity for fight for to fight for gold ever again. I think they should revoke him being champion. To be honest with you, the worst decision the UFC could ever make. To be honest, everybody is trying to overhype. Okay, Tom Aspinall, but he's another JDM waiting to happen. Okay, Garen fucking teeth. Okay. And it's not like I don't I dislike Tom Aspinall. I'm just talking facts, guys. Okay, I am just talking facts. Atrocious, atrocious. Tom Aspinall needs to think about uh you know his legacy because he doesn't even have a legacy. Okay, doesn't even have a legacy. He's out here quitting on fights. Unbelievable. Truth or dare, whatever you like. Okay, whatever you like. It's unbelievable, guys. To be honest. If Tom, like I said, if Tom Aspinall doesn't fight by the end of the year, I don't think he should be a champion. I don't think we should be going to the end. I don't think we should be going to 2026 with unanswered questions in that heavyweight division that's in shambles. Uh, show your. Come on now, guys. Come on now, guys. Atrocious. How dare you guys? All right, have some class. Have some class, guys. Okay, what's wrong with you? But big ups to Waldo Cortez Acosta. Okay, big ups to Waldo Cortez Acosta for taking on this opportunity. Okay, unbelievable. Congratulations to him. He's showing what a real heart of a champion, a real heart of a lion really is, to be honest. Okay. I'd rather have a guy like Waldo Cortez Acosta as a champion, okay, rather than Tom Aspinall, a guy who quits on himself, when the going gets rough. Paul's no Diddy. Atrocious Tom Aspinall. I hope Cyril Gahn knocks him the hell out. That's what I hope. Okay. I mean, he should be fighting on this guitar card, to be honest with you. It would have been a lot more entertaining. You put him on the co-main event. That's 2 5-round fights. Armin Sarukian versus Dan Hooker, which is a great fight, guys. Okay, which is a great fight, to be honest with you. But still, I believe Dan Hooker should win this fight within 2 rounds, guys. Within 2 rounds, because if he doesn't, I mean, I don't know what to say. Okay, does Dan Hooker go in there and get lucky? Hopefully not, guys. Hopefully not. We need to see Armin Sarukian versus Ilya Taporia. We need to see that fight sooner than later, guys. Okay. Somebody says, "Yo, guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel." Okay, support the community. I mean, but we have a bunch of dead bodies on this card too. I mean, no disrespect to everybody. When I say dead bodies, I'm talking about people who should be retired at this point. You know what I mean? Jack Hermanson, he's one of those guys that's been fighting forever, and as of recent, he's been getting knocked out, KO'd. I think he's one of those guys that I think he should retire. You know what I mean? I honestly think he should retire. He's just he's not up to par, man. He's not up to par. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that guy get hurt. Who else? Who else? Man, Volkan Ozdemir has been in the UFC for a while as well. You know, but he's been doing good. He's 2-1 in his last three, so not bad. He has been getting chinny. Okay, he has been getting chinny lately. You know, but overall, I mean, it's a okay card. It's a okay card. If I had to score this card this weekend, 1 being trash, 10 being best, I'm scoring this card. I'm scoring this card mm, like maybe a 5. Yeah, like maybe a 5 or a 6. 5 or a 6. In between. Maybe a 5.5. That's what I score this card this weekend. But you never know with these cards. I've rated these cards before, and to be honest with you, some cards like these actually outperform, cards that you have to pay for. And that is facts, guys. That is facts. But yeah, guys, the Mighty Guru show is over. Okay? How you doing? How you doing? The Mighty Guru show, it is over, guys. There is no more Mighty Guru show. It will be put on ice for the foreseeable future. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this whole thing, this whole debacle, unfolds. Because let me tell you something. I don't see. I don't see. I don't see MMA Guru changing his ways. You know what I mean? And you know, I don't think fighters are gonna change their opinions. You know, I really don't. I don't. I mean, he said some crazy shit. He really has. He really has. You know. So I don't see Demetrius Johnson doing it again. To be real, you know, he's uh he's past that line at this point. You know, when it comes to just what he's willing to say. You know, an MMA guru, and his community could be nasty too. You know what I mean? His community can be nasty. To be honest, they really can. They could be really toxic. You know, I've even heard that. You know, he has minions go into channels and attack him. You know, smaller channels. So I don't know. I don't know how that goes, but I don't know why someone would do that. To be real, that's just crazy. But that's the way it goes sometimes. You know what I mean? That is the way it goes. You know, you wanna tiptoe on that damn edge like MMA Guru. You know, you wanna tiptoe right there. You know, I could tell you what, bad things can happen. You know, bad things can happen. And how you doing? How are you doing, Eli? Hopefully you're having a good one. Welcome to your channel and welcome to your chat. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, okay, guys? All right, support the community, all right? Manifesting says hi. How you doing? How are you doing, guys? It's crazy times right now, guys. All right, it is crazy times. Give this man a like. Yes, guys, I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys. Support the community, guys. All right. But let's be real, guys. When it comes to doing these lives and doing putting yourself out there like this, it could get a little wild. It could get a little uncomfortable. And like I said, I don't watch MMA Guru's channel, to be honest. I don't watch his channel, so I don't I don't know, what he necessarily says, on a daily basis when he does these videos, excuse me. But I do know the dude is super controversial and he says some crazy shit because I've watched some of his shorts, you know. I haven't watched his long, videos, but I watch his shorts pause. And yeah, it's sometimes he says some crazy things, you know. He tiptoes right there on that edge. Right there. And sometimes he just jumps over. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about jumping over. All right. Good time. Definitely is a good time, guys. It definitely is a good time. It's crazy. 2025 is almost over. Can you believe it? A new era is about to start. The end of an era is about to end. No more ESPN and the UFC for the foreseeable future now. It's Paramount and the UFC. Unbelievable, guys. Crazy things are happening. 2026 is upon us. You know what I mean? It's nuts. I mean, we got Thanksgiving upon us. We got Christmas coming, New Year's. I mean, it's right here, guys. It's right here. The new year is looking interesting. All right, guys. It's looking very much interesting. But we shall see. We shall see how this whole thing unfolds. But guys, we're past the 30-minute mark basically. So after the 30-minute mark, we could talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. It doesn't have to be mixed martial arts related. Rapid fire. What type of topics? You know what I mean? You guys want to talk about what's going on out there in the world? Let me know. Where is everybody from? Where is everybody from? What is going on? You know, I'm interested in that. Please and thank you. I know my Knicks right now. They they're doing pretty well. I believe there's like second or third ranked in uh in the standings right now in the East. So not bad. I'll take that. You know what I mean? I'll take that. So I know my New York Rangers lost last night. Unbelievable. We lost. Sad story. Sad story. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. It is what it is. And hopefully, man, hopefully I could get some dubs this weekend, man, because I was good. I was good last weekend when it came to my UFC fight predictions. I think I went like 9-4 or something, or 9-3 or something. Yeah, 9-4. I went 9-4 last time. So hopefully I could get a similar record, so I can continue getting these dubs and making putting money in people's pockets with when it comes to betting and gambling with this type of But yeah, this weekend should be interesting. It should be interesting. Like I said, man, that Bilal Muhammad fight with Ian Gary, that's the fight that is very intriguing to me. Don't get me wrong, the main event is awesome, but you know what's gonna happen there, guys. Everybody knows what's gonna happen in that fight and what's expected of Armin Sarukian when he fights Dan Hooker. But this fight, Bilal Muhammad and Ian Gary, is just super interesting because I don't think Bilal Muhammad has slowed down at all. I think he implements his game plan. You know what I mean? Hopefully, it's nothing like the Epstein files. I can't believe he went out there and said that. Unbelievable comments from Bilal Muhammad, but that was hilarious. That was hilarious. When I heard that, I started laughing my ass off, literally, because I'm like, what was that, Bilal? Why would you even bring that up? But yeah, hopefully his game plan is nothing like the Epstein files. And I mean, I want Bilal to win, but man, it's such a interesting fight, such a tough fight because Ian Gary is not he's not a slouch, and he's a he's this younger up and comer, but he's no longer, in my opinion, he's no longer one of those younger guys. I mean, he's been there for a while. He's fought the who's who, and he's gotten some really credible wins. He has a good particular style. He usually sticks to the game plan. And like I said, he has a lot of abilities. But the question is, can Bilal Muhammad go in there and implement a really, really good game plan? Because the game plan has to be, in my opinion, you have to close the distance, go for a takedown early on, and Bilal Muhammad has to push Ian Gary on the fence and keep him on the fence. Even if, let's say, if Bilal Muhammad pushes Ian Gary on the fence, but he's not necessarily I mean, it looks like he's going for the takedown because obviously he's going for a single leg or maybe a double leg, but he pushes Ian Gary to the fence and he accomplishes that position. I think once Ian Gary is in that position, I think Bilal Muhammad needs to neutralize him and keep him in that position. Hold him there. Don't necessarily go for the takedown. You know what I mean? Push him up against the fence. Keep him there. You know what I mean? Land some knees. Make this fight boring. You know what I mean? Make Ian Gary work. I think that's the way to win this fight for Bilal Muhammad because he cannot stand and bang and try to box and what I mean, try to out technique Ian Gary because Ian Gary is just phenomenal on the feet. He's really good. He's really, really good. You know? Uh yeah, Bilal Muhammad has to push him against the fence in the first round, keep him there, land some knees, land some dirty boxing, and rinse and repeat that technique. Rinse and repeat that technique. And then take him down if you can and land some ground and pound. Control him. That's the most important thing is control. You have to control Ian Gary. Because, like I said, if you go in there against Ian Gary and you're trying to stand outside in the distance, you're gonna get caught. You're gonna get knocked out. Point blank. Period. You're gonna get knocked out, man. And like I said, I would have loved this fight to be a 5 round fight because I think that's where Bilal Muhammad would find success, especially with that particular game plan. I think Bilal Muhammad in the fourth and fifth round, he would have been able to beat Ian Gary. But this is a 3 round fight. So Bilal Muhammad can't sit back and wait. He has to push the pace. Like I said before, he has to push the pace, close the distance, push Ian Gary against the fence, dirty boxing, land some knees, keep him there if you can, control him, take him down if you can. That's that has to be the game plan. That's the road to victory. Now for Ian Gary, the road to victory for him is keep this on the feet. Um Obviously if you get taken down, get back up to your feet, which he has that ability. Use your length, use your size to keep below Muhammad in the outside of your punches. You know what I mean? Where you can actually land some combinations. Use your kicking ability because he has some good body kicks and leg kicks as well. So use that as well. He has a good push kick as well. So use that. And yeah, keep the fight like that. Basically, that's the way Ian Gary wins. I don't think Ian Gary. I don't see Ian Gary going for a takedown against Bilal Muhammad and trying to take his back and trying to out wrestle and grapple him and then try to get a rear naked choke. I don't see that happening. Not at all. You know what I mean? Not at all. But he has that ability. But against a guy like Bilal Muhammad, I don't think Ian Gary would want to, take that chance to be real. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I will be going live this Saturday. Okay. I will be going live this Saturday to watch this UFC, this UFC card headlined by Armin Sarukian and Dan Hooker. It's going to be a good one. It should be a good one. I'm excited about it. But here we go, guys. All right. You already know what this is. All right. This is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, this is your channel, the only channel where the fans come first, not last. I'm out of here, guys. Until next time.